Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. And we are now joined by Elizabeth Toller, better known as Aunt Betsy. So exciting to have you here. How's everything?
It's great. I'm so excited to be here.
Well, thank you. It's great to get to see you here. We are live on the podcast as well as live on Zoom. Would you mind introducing yourself to our listeners today to start?
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Toller. I'm better known as Aunt Betsy, and I'm an intuitive life coach. I use my abilities as a psychic medium and a tarot reader to help you find the answers you need to live a life you love.
Beautiful. And where are you based at specifically?
I'm out of Southern California.
But you work with people all over the world, right?
Yes, I do. I've had clients in Australia and Canada and the Middle East.
Wow. So you're a psychic, you're a medium, you're an intuitive, you're an empath. There's a lot to you.
Yes.
Would you mind just giving us a little bit of your background? I think it's important for us to get to know you. Where did you grow up? When did you realize you had this gift? And tell us a little bit about yourself. And then we'll talk, more of other things that you could do and help us with.
Well, I was born and raised in Southern California. Mm-hmm. And I began my working career working at Disneyland. Most people love that about me.
Yeah, of course.
I was a very young child when I realized that I had this ability. I remember being at a funeral when I was about 4 years old and wondering why there was the body in the casket and the body standing next to the casket. Wow. And that I was able to talk to him. So it's been my whole life that I've had this ability. And in the last several years, I've really been working to bring it out and to really help people with it.
Wow. You say you help so many people. Clearly, a lot of us do live busy lives, right? And
yes,
there's something usually holding us back. So you're telling me you can meet with someone here, Zoom face-to-face on a call, and just feel it, figure it out. How does it work? I love this.
I can. It all starts with asking the right question. And once we formulated the question to get the information you truly need, I can tap into the universe and get that from you. I use the tarot cards, I use pendulums, and I can really pull out that information. It's the information that's trapped in your subconscious. And I like to refer to it as the information that you don't know that you don't know.
Yeah. Wow. Well, how do you ask the questions to get life-changing answers?
Well, I do have a guide on my website that can help you formulate the question.
Tell us, by the way, what is the website?
It is askauntbetsy.com. And there's a big link that says, click here for your guide to ask, for the 9 tips to ask a tarot question for life-changing results.
Beautiful. Wow. The 9 tips to ensure a life-changing tarot reading as well. And you're also offering a coupon if they sign up on the website as well, right?
Yes, they'll get $25 off the email reading. It's usually $75, so $25 off will be $50 for an email reading. And they just fill out the form for the email reading with their question after they've read the guide, so we can really hone in on their correct question to get them truly the information that they need. And the question is really about being specific about what you need to know. And asking an open-ended question. Yes and no questions don't work really well for me because it's really about gathering the information that you need to know about the path that you're on in life, and then making a choice whether you like that path or not. And if you don't like that path, then gathering the information to get you on a path that's more desirable for you.
Got it. Well, let me ask you this. A lot of people questions, they all want to know about career changes, probably life, relationships. Are those all things you can help people with?
Absolutely. The most prominent questions are about relationships, mostly romantic relationships, and about career, whether or not they're on a good career path, they're thinking about changing career paths, what would be a good path for them in that. Those are the two main parts. And then also a lot of family. People want to know what to do about certain family situations.
And can you also tap into the other side, to the loved ones we lost as well?
Yes. Perfect. Yes. If somebody is wanting to connect with a loved one on the other side, I can do that as well. And they usually have messages to help them on their life path as well.
Now, how do you shut it off, Aunt Betsy? It's got to be, you walk into a supermarket. Are you overwhelmed with people's thoughts and energy? And do you feel, or do you just know how to push it away?
I've learned over the years how to push it away, but I'll tell you kind of a funny story. My grandfather was the Iceman in Redondo Beach, California during Prohibition. And a man named Tony Canero owned gambling ships off the coast of California. And he became kind of a family friend. So when I was really starting to develop this and really did need to learn how to shut it off, I connected with Tony Canero, and he has sent a couple of his goons. So they've got the little velvet rope and they hold them off until I say they can come in.
Oh, look at that. Perfect. Wow, that's awesome. And Betsy, let's talk. I know in your notes you want to focus to start specifically on tarot, correct?
Yes.
Let's start there. So for example, what is tarot? Not everybody is aware. Would you mind walking us through the process?
Tarot is a divination technique, and that is a technique just to tap into the information that the universe has for you. And with the tarot cards, it can really hone in onto that information that you need. Most people think that tarot is fortune telling, and it's not. It's about information gathering, and it's going to give you the predictable outcome based on the information. And if you don't like that outcome, we can change that. We can talk about ways that we can, shift your perspective, shift the path that you're on in life.
Wow.
And gather new information.
So how many cards are in a tarot deck? How does it work?
In a tarot deck, there are 78 cards. And there are two types of cards in the tarot deck. There are the major arcana cards, and these are the life lessons. This is the stuff that you were put on the earth to learn.
Wow.
And then the major arcana are the day-to-day kind of things, the obstacles that you need to work on every day of your life. And those cards also reveal patterns of your life. So that if you're not liking a pattern that keeps showing up in your life, we can look at those minor arcana cards, see what that pattern is, and work on ways to change it.
That's amazing. Did you pull like a card today for the show to know what you're going to talk about?
I did not pull a card today, but most mornings I do, just to see what my day is going to bring, what challenges I may come up again.
Wow. So you really get a new perspective of life, as you say. And
yes.
So the 22 major arcana cards, you say, those are the ones that represent life's, what would you call them? Karmic or spiritual lessons? Okay.
Karmic or spiritual lessons.
And then the other 56, those are the minor
arcana.
Perfect. Make sure we're getting everything. And then 16 represents 16 different personality characteristics we may choose to express at any given time. And that also includes 40 numbered cards. So organized into 4 suits, you said, 10 cards.
Yes.
I'm trying to picture it because I haven't seen a deck of tarot cards in years. And now you're probably going to pull them out in front of me. I knew it. I'm an intuitive. No, let me see.
Yeah, they look just like playing cards.
Okay.
Actually, tarot decks started out as actual playing cards, and then people started putting meanings to what the different pictures meant and looking at the symbolism of the cards.
Wow.
And that has developed into what we know as the tarot today.
Okay. And now what about you use the tarot cards? What other forms of do you use pendulums? I think is that next to talk about?
I use pendulums.
Okay.
And that is.
And what exactly is a pendulum? I'm thinking like it's making you sleepy. Is it a crystal on it? What is it?
It is. It's basically what I use is a chain with a crystal on it.
I knew it.
It gives yes and no answers. So we tap into the pendulum. We ask permission to be able to use it, and then we ask it questions, and it says yes or no, or it may not be able to answer us, and it'll just go in a circle and say that it either doesn't have enough information, we haven't asked the right question, and that it can't really answer it. So then we just need to hone in. Like I said, it always comes back to asking the correct questions.
Wow. I've heard, I don't know, you're an intuitive empath, but do you use Reiki at all? Is that something you do? Or
I am not a Reiki practitioner.
Okay. But I've heard people who use Reiki and the energy moves with a pendulum a certain way. If things are going the right way, if they're not, like if it's your stomach chakra or something, it's going the opposite way and there's something wrong. So it just picks up on the energy of the person, of the body, of the being.
Yes, it picks up on the energy. I have some friends that are Reiki practitioners and use pendulums in their practice.
So really it gives you that visual confirmation that
And I find one of the reasons that I use divination techniques, I use the tarot cards and I use the pendulum, is to give my clients that visual of what is happening.
Yeah. I mean,
Because
you
if I
feel
just,
it, you sense it, you know it, but they're like, seeing is believing. Let me see it. And it's
yes,
like, yeah.
lots of doubting Thomases out there. So me being able to show them something physical about what I know in my being, then
Yeah.
it really helps them to grasp onto it. And most people, it takes, all five senses for them to learn.
Yep.
So them being able to see it in a well as hear it and feel it
Well, I was going to
really helps.
ask, what about those naysayers out there? I'm sure you turned a lot of non-believers into believers, right? And
I
I'm sure
have.
you probably welcome them in and it's like shocking to them. But could you talk about that? Someone saying, I don't believe this works, or how many times have there people been shocked leaving your chair or the Zoom call and
Yes.
they're like,
They are. I get them all the time and I meet them in my day-to-day life. Oh, that's just a bunch of hogwash. And then I start telling them things that nobody else could have known about them. One time I was sitting at a wedding and somehow I got sat next to the grandmother of the bride. And her husband had just died a few weeks before. And she was really distraught about it. And I started giving her information of things that only she would know. And she was just blown away.
wow.
And I was able to give her some relief from her grief.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yes.
Amazing. This is
Yes.
exciting work. Okay.
Yeah. So then I had a whole wedding full of people who believed.
Wow. And you do group readings as well?
I do.
Okay. That must be
Yes.
fun. And nowadays with the pandemic and COVID, did that actually help your business since you're able to?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. At the beginning of the pandemic, life shut down and people had so many things that they had been able to avoid in the busyness of life that they're now, making their sourdough bread and thinking
Yep. It's so true.
about, what has life been? I don't know if you've seen, the divorce rates and the abuse rates and all of that has just skyrocketed because people didn't know how to cope without all of the busyness of life.
Got it. Now,
so yes,
okay.
my business has been skyrocketing.
Great. And let me ask you in regards to COVID and the pandemic and clients, the whole world has been anxious, depressed. I mean, change. We've been in an uproar the past 2 years. Is that something that with your abilities you kind of sensed? Is there anything that you can give to our audience today? Are you noticing any calm or peace in the future? Or is this just the new norm of life now? And so it's two-part question. It's about that and then about the people you've been helping. Are they dealing with more anxiety and stress, career change, those types of things?
Yeah. With the pandemic itself, it became an emotional component as well as a physical component. The disease is there, it's real, yes, we know that. But for every person, they have to decide when their pandemic is over and how they're going to move on from now. Taking into consideration this is a real disease and we still need to take those precautions, but mentally and emotionally, how are they going to move forward and end their pandemic? And be able to live a life they love within those physical constraints. Because I don't know that this is going any place anytime soon.
Got it.
Yeah, everybody's going to be cautious about their health, I think, for many years to come. The masks, I think, are just going to be part of our society now.
Got it. And those you're helping out, there's a lot of people that have been in an uproar, like career change. I mean, I'm sure you had to guide them through that because they lost their job. They've lost there's a lot. I mean, is that something you can help people with today as well? The anxiety, the stress of all the change?
Yes, a lot of people lost their jobs and they're like, what are we going to do now that we don't have that income? So we have record numbers of people starting businesses of their own. I belong to a couple of different women entrepreneur groups, and the numbers of those groups are just increasing by leaps and bounds because people need to figure out how to make a living without having to rely on somebody else.
Wow.
And I have helped a lot of women really get focused on what they want their business to be and get them started on that.
Interesting. Great. Thank you. What else do you do? You work with numbers, right? Is it?
Yes. Numerology.
Or okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, numbers mean things. And we see numbers meaning things going all the way back to the Bible. Numerology was very prevalent in the Bible. There was a reason that he had 12 apostles and all of those. Numbers mean really great things. And on the tarot, every card has a number. So to be able to help give a deeper meaning to those cards, I also bring in the numerology aspect of it. So yesterday, I don't know, there was a lot of people talking about the 2-day, 2/22/22.
Yes. What? Yeah.
Twos are all about relationships, not necessarily romantic relationships, any kind of partnership. So yesterday was a really significant day for partnerships, whether you're starting one, ending one, wanting to improve one. Yesterday was the day to do it.
Yes. Wow. Powerful. Were you booked
Yes.
solid yesterday?
I was.
I heard a lot of people were getting married too on that day. It's like
yes, it's a very lucky day to get married.
wow.
And in the Chinese culture, twos are very important because it's all about family and relationships.
Wow, interesting. Good to know.
Yes.
All right. And so numerology, and speaking of numbers, and when someone comes to you, what are those certain things that you need from them ahead of time? Do you need their birthday, birth location, or no, it's like here?
No, it's all about the question.
Wow.
And then we go from their question. And that's why I put together the guide on my website about the 9 tips and how to ask a powerful question.
Could you give us a tip or two here today?
Yes. You really need to be focused on what you want answers to. If you're not ready to receive the information, then the reading, you really shouldn't be doing a reading. You really need to be ready to receive that. Always ask in the positive. Don't ask about what should I not be doing, but what do I need to do? What do I need to know to move forward from this situation? And it's really about themselves. You can't ask about what other people are doing around you. What do I need to know about this situation? What is the information I need to do? Because we can't change other people's, but we can change how we deal with other people.
Very good. Thank you. All right. What else did you want to talk about, Aunt Betsy? I love this.
Would you let me do a tarot reading for you?
I would love to. I was going to ask that next. You probably felt it. I was like, can you pull one of those cards for me? What do I need to do? Just relax. I'm willing.
First, we need to talk about what do you want to know about? Career, love?
Both. It's not fair. I get to choose one.
Whether or not you're ever going to win an Emmy.
How about, it's career or love. Which one? Whichever one you think comes first.
Let's do love.
Okay.
What do you need to know about your love life?
Okay, well, first of all, I'll tell you, I've never been married. I have 2 kids, 5 and 7. I never get that part of my life straight. And I look back to childhood knowing that I don't trust men because of my parents' relationship, but I feel like I'm also stuck when it comes to love. But am I making excuses? Is there, I want, everyone wants to love, right? Be in love, have a relationship. I want to be married. It's a dream I have, but it just never happens. So why? What do I need to fix? Is there love in my future? I'm dating someone now for a few months, but again, I'm also very guarded, standoffish with anyone because it's hard for me to trust. So when do you see love, like a relationship love, blooming into something more? Is there someone for me, or am I meant to be this way, which is okay? But
yeah. Well, what do you need to know about your love life? So we have got, I'm going to pull 3 cards from you. Oh, goodness. You've got some good ones. We're going to start with the Page of Coins. The Page of Coins is your immediate past, what has been going for you. The page is always, he's a messenger, and he always brings you good news. And coins are literally money in your case. So he is bringing you good news about your career.
Okay. Oh,
that in your immediate past and up into today, it's really been focused on your career and how to make that money, and everything has been going so well for you. You are so successful in your career.
Kind of. Okay. Okay.
I know you haven't won that Emmy, but
no. Yeah, I'm a Susan Lucci, but that's okay. Okay.
But career has really been good, and he's bringing you good news about that your career is going to continue to move forward and you're on a really great career path.
Okay, good. I worry about that as the main provider. So, okay.
Yes. So career has been your focus for most of your life, having to provide for 2 children.
Which I also feel that why my other side of my life's not as good. I focus so hard on something and now I don't have
Yes,
everything, but everyone has
yes,
their path. Okay, go ahead.
yes. So then we come to where you're at today, and you're on the Wheel of Fortune. And it is literally the Wheel of Fortune, like the TV show.
Oh my
Where are
gosh.
you going to stop?
Uh-huh.
Well, you are not stopping on a bankrupt.
Okay, good.
And this is telling you that it's really in your hands. If you truly want that relationship, then it is in your hands, and you need to make the choices to move towards that. And you can have the love of your life if you truly want it.
Got
So
it.
this is, even though you say you want it, do
Do
you
I
truly
really
want it
want
in
it?
your soul?
Ah, wow, that's good.
Yes. Because our
Wow.
mind can say it and we can speak the words, but if you don't truly want it in your soul, then it's not going to happen. So this is your choice to truly make it in your soul.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Wow, I do want it, but I always find
Yeah.
I say the word but. I find that I'm scared
Yes.
because to me it's been like career, career, career. And if I give up some of that to have that, what if it doesn't work out? And I get so scared. So,
Yes.
I do want the love.
Here.
It'd
Yes.
be nice to have
And
love and a teammate. You could strive and live together and be teamwork makes the dream
absolutely.
work, Miss Aunt Betsy. But that'd be nice. Okay, thank you for this
Yes.
advice. Go ahead.
Yeah. And we talked about major arcana cards. The Wheel
Yeah.
of Fortune is a major arcana card.
Oh.
So this is one of your life lessons in really making those hard choices in your life. You know what? And this isn't going to be the only hard choice that you have been tasked with in this lifetime. But making those choices and really making those choices come true is one of your paths of this life, one of the things that you came into this life to do.
Is to like work career wise, you mean? Or
No, to
like
make those hard choices
to make
and
the hard
really make
okay,
to make the hard choices, to really learn how to make those hard choices and really make them in your soul and make them come true.
got it. Wow. Is that true? Like everyone here on this earth, on this plane, is sent here with like a not not a contract, like a piece of paper in a sense, like saying, this is what you have to try to overcome this lifetime. I'm
Yes.
not saying it right.
Yes.
Okay.
But yes, you're getting the concept. I believe, and most people believe, that we come here with, things that we need to learn, things that we
Yes.
need to overcome. Whether or not you believe in incarnation, we pick our parents because of things that we need to learn from them and
Wow.
things that we need to learn in our life because of either past lives or just things that our soul desires to learn in this world.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we come to our third card, which is the world, which is another major arcana card.
Okay.
And it is also the end of the major arcana tells a story. We start with the 0 card, which is the Fool, who is the beginning of the journey. And the last card is the world. So what is coming for you in the future if you make those hard choices about a relationship and what you want from the relationship? You get the world. You get that love of your life.
Wow. I thought it maybe also meant that I'm going to travel the world. I just have like this passion in me, and I don't know why it's burning so much. When my mom passed away almost 5 years ago now, she was only 62, and I traveled with her a lot in the end. And now I have my 5 and 7-year-old, and I'm trying to travel, and I want to conquer the world. I want to see everything. So I thought that's maybe what it meant. So okay, but that's okay. I can have the world in a sense in my hand.
You can. If that's your soul's desire, then you get physically to travel the world. Wow. So once again, we go back to that Wheel of Fortune. What are your choices? What are you going to write on your heart to really live your life to do? If it is to travel the world with your children, or if it's to have that love of your life who you travel with your children.
Yes, I get it.
It is all, yeah, it's all up to you, and you really need to overcome that fear. And we all have that fear. I'm in your same boat. I have never been married either. And I don't
Okay,
have children. I have my cat. You've probably heard her in the background.
I have a cat too. And I had my first one all by myself. So my first child, because I didn't have anyone. So I did it alone. Second one I
Yes.
had with a friend, but it was like, yeah, everyone has their cards, what's meant to be. And I have my cat
Yes.
cuddles as well. I love cats. But it's great to know that we can, should we write this down? Do you believe in vision boards, or, how can you tell your clients here, like myself, for example, should I write down my wants, my desires? Should I be looking at
Yes.
them? Or what do you suggest to
I'm the list queen.
Me too. And then the list gets combobulated. I used to put it on a paper and just cross it off. Then I started
Yes.
the phone thing. And the phone is horrible because I
Yeah.
can't even no. What do
Yeah.
you suggest?
I'm a big believer in lists. Write down exactly what you want. Keep it short. 3 to 5 things that you
Okay.
truly, truly want. And I'm not a vision board person, but I have a lot of
Okay.
friends who are. They take their lists and they make vision boards out of them.
List is good
Um,
enough, right? Good.
Yeah.
I don't have space for vision boards.
So write that list and keep it with you always. And when you find yourself getting distracted, go back to that list. Is this on my list? Is this getting me to that thing on my list? Is this action getting me to that love of my life? Is this action getting me to travel the world
Got it.
with my children? Is this thing getting me where I want to be in my career? It's really about focusing your intentions of life.
Beautiful.
And with
said.
every action in your life, moving towards those things you truly want.
I have to say this, I'm not a singer, but now I'm thinking of that song from the 80s, because your kiss is on my list. And I'm going to be
Yes.
like, my goals are on my list. I'm going to listen to that
Yes.
song later. But yes, the list,
Yes.
write it down. Thank you so much, Aunt Betsy.
Yes.
Wow. Thank you for enlightening us today here. We still have a minute left in the show. So what else did you want to share with everyone today before we get your contact information again too?
I do both email readings and either Skype or in-person readings.
Oh, cool.
And that's all automated on my website. So they can go to my website, they can sign up for an email reading or for an in-person reading and sign up for all of that with their schedule. Email readings are truly amazing because, you're awake at 3 a.m. with this question on your mind. You can go to my website and email me and you will get your answer.
Wow, that is awesome. I like how that works.
Yes.
I've never met anyone who does that. That's perfect. And
Yes.
are you on social media at all?
I am on social media. I am everywhere. I've got Facebook and Pinterest, Google Business. I've just in the last couple of days signed up for TikTok, so there's nothing there yet, but there will be really soon.
Awesome.
And I'm just getting my Pinterest boards going up where I'm going to have tips with how people can really tap into their own intuition and, be on the path to a life they love.
Well, thank you again for being here. We really appreciate it. Aunt
You're
Betsy,
welcome.
looking forward to
Yes.
speaking with you again. And thank you for my reading. Gave me a lot to think about today.
You're welcome.
Have a
They
great-
can find me at askauntbetsy.com or just Google Ask Aunt Betsy and they will find me.
Beautiful. Thanks so much.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you can now listen live on the MyTuner Radio and online Radio Box apps for iOS, Android, and the Amazon App Store. Or check us out online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com or search Podcast Business News Network on onlineradiobox.com/US so you don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
Mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes. and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.